After a serious car crash, I asked my girlfriend to come get me from the emergency room. Her response was, "Sorry, I'm having lunch with my best friend right now. I can't just walk out." I texted back a simple "okay." What the uniformed officer said to her when he walked up to their table in the middle of that restaurant turned her whole afternoon upside down. You really do find out who people are when everything goes to hell. I know this because I'm a paramedic. Every shift, I watch people face the worst moments of their lives. I see how they treat the person they claim to love when the lights are flashing and time is running out. I've watched complete strangers cradle someone who's dying. I've seen husbands collapse in tears beside their injured wives. I've witnessed the purest kindness in the darkest hours. And then there was my girlfriend, Kate, and one single car wreck that showed me exactly who she was when it mattered most. We'd been together 2 years. We lived in the apartment I'd busted my ass to pay for. On the outside, everything looked solid. She was lively, gorgeous, the center of attention wherever we went. I was the steady, quiet one who kept everything together. I thought we balanced each other perfectly. She brought the spark, I brought the calm. The only real tension came from her male best friend, Julian. Julian came from money, called himself a consultant, which mostly seemed to mean long lunches at fancy places and giving opinions nobody asked for. Kate and Julian were glued together. She always called their connection unique. They had running jokes I was never let into, and their phones were constantly lighting up with messages the other wasn't supposed to see. I'm not the jealous type. My job forces you to stay level-headed, but something about them always felt wrong. It felt like I was the outsider in a relationship that was supposed to be mine. Still, I trusted her. I chose to believe just friends when she said it. That trust got destroyed last Tuesday, permanently and without warning. I was driving home after a brutal 12-hour shift. Rain was pouring. Some teenager in a modified Civic blew through a red light and slammed into the driver's side door. The impact was vicious, metal twisting, glass exploding, my car crumpling around me like paper. Next thing I knew, my own crew was cutting me out of the wreckage. I was on a backboard, head immobilized, left arm clearly shattered. As they loaded me into the rig, a police officer I've known for years, Dave, leaned in. "Hey, brother," he said, looking grim. "Your car's done. Total loss. We're having it towed. We need an emergency contact for notification and to handle belongings from the vehicle. Who should we call?" "My girlfriend, Kate." I croaked and gave him the number. The ambulance ride was foggy, pain meds kicking in, sirens screaming. They sliced my uniform off, ran scans, took x-rays. Clean fracture of the left humerus, moderate concussion, lots of bruising, but no organ damage. I'd live. About an hour later, a nurse came in. "We've been trying your emergency contact, Kate, several times. No answer. Anyone else we can call?" My stomach dropped. I knew exactly why she wasn't picking up. It was Tuesday, their sacred long lunch day. With my good hand, I grabbed my cracked phone and texted her. "Hey, just got T-boned. Bad wreck. I'm in the ER at St. Mary's with a broken arm and concussion. Car is totaled. Can you come get me?" I stared at the screen. The dots appeared. Then her reply, the message that ended everything. "OMG, babe, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. But I'm literally in the middle of lunch with Julian right now, and it would be super rude to ditch. Can you maybe Uber? Keep me posted XX." I read it once. Then again. A cold, sharp clarity cut through the morphine haze. She wasn't just busy. She was choosing rose and small talk with another man over coming to the hospital for her injured boyfriend. The last bit of illusion I had about us turned to ash. Then I remembered Dave still needed to make official next of kin notification. A plan formed, calm, clean, and perfectly fair. I screenshotted her text, answered with one word, "Okay." Then I called Officer Dave back. "Hey Dave, it's Adam. Thanks again for everything at the scene. Listen, my emergency contact Kate still hasn't been reached, but I know exactly where she is. It's important the notification gets done in person for the report. She's at the Gilded Spoon downtown right now." Dave didn't even hesitate. "Copy that, Adam. Sending a unit over now. You just rest." I hung up, leaned back into the pillows, and waited. Update 1. The next hour in that ER bed was one of the clearest of my life. The physical pain was still there, throbbing arm, pounding head, but the emotional pain had frozen into something hard and useful. My buddy Mike, one of the medics who brought me in, stopped by. One look at my face and he knew. "Bro, you okay? You look dangerous." I showed him the text. His jaw tightened. She picked lunch with that guy over this? Yep. So I fixed it, I said. Had Dave send uniforms to the restaurant for an in-person notification. Mike let out a slow exhale and half laughed. That's ice cold and absolutely perfect. Dave filled me in later on what happened inside the Gilded Spoon, straight from the two patrol officers who walked in. The place is all image, white tablecloths, $80 entrees, influencer types posing for photos. Kate and Julian had a window table, laughing, halfway through a bottle of rose. Then two uniformed officers stepped inside. Conversation in the dining room dropped like someone hit mute. The officers walked straight to their table. The taller one stopped, looked right at Kate. Ma'am, are you Kate Miller? She looked up, already irritated. Yes? We're responding to a serious motor vehicle collision involving your partner, Adam Sterling. Mr. Sterling was extracted from the wreckage and transported by ambulance to St. Mary's Hospital with significant injuries. His vehicle is a total loss. Kate went white. Julian froze with his glass in midair. The officer continued, loud enough for every nearby table to hear crystal clear. We've been attempting to reach you for nearly 2 hours as you are listed as his emergency contact. Mr. Sterling advised us you could be located here. We're making official in-person notification and informing you that you'll need to coordinate with the tow company for any personal items removed from the vehicle. It wasn't dramatic yelling. It was worse, calm, procedural, devastating. Every word painted the picture. A man in the hospital, girlfriend unreachable because she's sipping wine with another dude. The officer finished. That'll be all, ma'am. You'll probably want to get to the hospital. Then both cops turned and walked out. The restaurant stayed dead silent for a solid 5 seconds. Kate reportedly stared at her plate like it might save her. Julian put his card down, paid for his half, stood up, and left without a word. Lunch was over. Update 2. The fallout came fast and loud, mostly on her end. I watched it from the quiet of my hospital room like it was happening to someone else. My sister Emily picked me up when I was discharged. She'd been my real backup call the whole time. When I told her what happened, she went nuclear. She drove me straight to her house. There was no way I was going back to my apartment while Kate was still in it. Kate, meanwhile, started spamming my phone. Adam, I'm on my way to the hospital. Why did you send police to embarrass me? My phone was on silent. I didn't know. This is your fault. Classic stages. Fake worry, panic, rage, blame. I didn't answer a single one. Just blocked her. That evening I got a DM from Julian, of all people. Hey man, I don't really know you, but I was with Kate today. I had zero clue about the accident. The second the officers left, I paid and bailed. Choosing lunch over something that's serious, that's not someone I need in my life. Sorry for any part one played in your problems. Get well soon. Self-serving? Sure. But it told me everything. Even the guy she was trying to impress saw her for what she was and walked away. With my sister running point, we finished the job. She hired a company that does breakup moves. Next morning, they went to my apartment, boxed every single thing that belonged to Kate. Clothes, shoes, makeup, books, all of it, and stacked the boxes neatly in the living room. Then a locksmith changed every lock. Emily sent Kate one email from a new address. Subject: Retrieval of belongings. Kate, this is to inform you that your relationship with Adam Sterling is terminated. As you are not on the lease, your residency is also terminated. All your possessions have been professionally packed. You have 48 hours to arrange removal. Contact me, Adam's sister, only at this email to schedule a supervised 2-hour window. Any attempt to contact Adam directly will be treated as harassment. Unclaimed items after 48 hours will be disposed of. Ice cold. Completely legal. Exactly the energy she showed me in the ER. Final update. 7 months have passed. My arm is 100%. The concussion headaches are gone. My apartment is peaceful, clean, and mine again. Kate showed up on day 2 of the 48-hour window with her dad and a moving crew. She looked broken, wouldn't make eye contact, didn't say a word, just pointed at boxes and left my key on the counter when they were done. Word is the story spread like wildfire in her circle. Remember Kate? Yeah, the one who was at brunch when the cops had to track her down because her boyfriend was in the ER. There's no good way to spin that. Most of her friends ghosted her, not for my sake, but because nobody wants to be tied to that kind of selfishness. About a month ago, she sent a long email full of excuses. She panicked. Julian pressured her. She wasn't thinking. She missed the stability I gave her. She's learned so much. Same old song, different verse. I never replied. Just made a filter that sends anything from her straight to trash. The revenge wasn't the police walking in, though that was beautiful. The real revenge was how completely and calmly I erased her from the life she took for granted. She treated me like an optional side character, so I deleted her from the story entirely. In the end, the accident didn't break me, it healed me. I got rid of the real wreck in my life. And that wreck was her.